Hey guys, Kenzie Retro here. Hope you're having a great day so far. Today, I'm going to be tackling the Elusive. Oh. Because I exited it. Because I exited the, right. Oh well. Right. Okay. Right. So if you exit it, it counts as a fail. That's annoying. That is so annoying. It counts as a fail. Unbelievable. It's a little bit unfair. Anyway. So anyway, this is the Elusive Target Arcade. But while I'm doing this, I'm also going to be going through my top 10 films and games of 2021. So that's what's so the codices. So what do we need? We have got to eliminate Jimmy Chen, retrieve his dictaphone, any civilians who are eliminated, and the mission fails. Interesting. Okay, so that being said, let's start this Elusive Target Arcade, and here are the rules. If you fail, you will need to wait 12 hours before you can play the arcade contract again. Once you've begun to complete objectives, you may no longer restart the contract. Plan accordingly. You cannot save your game while playing an arcade contract. The arcade contract may contain official fail conditions, which is what I've just found. Anyway, that being said, let's get started.
Welcome to the Isle of Scale 47. The target has been spotted.
This is a location from Hitman 2.
Dressed as a waiter. Look for anyone who's acting out of character, and remember to collect Chen's voice recorder.
Bear with. There we go. Right, so we're kicking off at number 10, and we have got Sound of Metal. You've got Riz Ahmed, who plays a metal drummer who ends up losing his hearing. And from the poster, music was his world, then silence revealed a new one. Well, you're not going to frisk me? Okay. So, yeah. This was very, very well received. Critics stating it was an evocative look at the experiences of the deaf community.
Hello, sir. Excuse me.
Where is Jimmy? And one of the biggest things that was praised was Riz's passionate performance, and it's hard to argue with that. 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it actually ended up winning 2 Oscars as well in the process for Best Sound and Best Film Editing. So it definitely deserves the accolades that it got. Also got nominated for Best Picture, Best Original Screenplay, Best Actor for Ahmed, and Best Supporting Actor for Paul Raci, or Raci, how would you pronounce that?
Upper class types. Could be anything. When I go see my ophthalmologist, I could be wading through tokens. I wouldn't even know it.
Where is Jimmy Chin? There we go. That's so let's see if we can find him on the map. Oh, but of course, this being an elusive target, he's not showing up on the map. Anyway, but yeah, this. Now, I love my music, and
No can do, sir.
this film definitely opened my eyes to how quickly a passion that you have can be taken away from you. Now, it did get a premiere date of 2019 at the Toronto International Film Festival. But it also premiered on Amazon Prime Video. But it got a 2021 UK release date. And therefore, it did get a 2021 UK release date, and therefore it counts for this list. It says here that there's a Blu-ray and DVD release expected later this year. So we've got an award winner right out the gate. On to number 9 now, and we have got Luca. And my word, Pixar have done it again. It's... I say Pixar have done it again. So you've got the title character, Luca, who is a sea monster, and he ends up on land and has to hide his aquatic form. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of issues because the Italian town, they do like to hunt down sea monsters a lot. Now, there's a lot that can be taken from this film that was inspired by the likes of Hayao Miyazaki with his Studio Ghibli work.
Tokens, they can't all be gone.
So let's take care of you.
Whoa! I need help! Someone please help me!
I need some help here. Some guy got whacked.
Well, that doesn't bode well. So we'll just hide in here for the time being. And while they're doing their searching... I'll go with it. So there's that. And this... the big shame about this film is the fact that it was going to be released in cinemas, but because of the pandemic, which is still a prevalent issue right now, it got pushed onto Disney Plus during the summer of last year. But that being said, it's already in contention during award season. I mean, you do sort of expect that from Disney and Pixar every year. Oh, and don't worry, I'll get into Disney later on. Spoilers for the upcoming list. Anyway. Luca was... I'll say this, it's not as emotional as previous Pixar films, but that being said, though, it is still... Force is just what I need. Oh, and there's cameras as well. That doesn't help. Anyway.
Evening.
It did push all the right emotional beats throughout the film. And
Totally a competition.
it's...
Not afraid you'll beat me.
No, finally. I've been trying to get a hold of you for... Oh, you're on the jet?
It's definitely up there as far as Disney, as far as Pixar's recent films are concerned. They, like I said, it's a lot of fun. Especially when you have that bicycle race at the end of the film. Whoa, that was close. Especially when you have that race at the end of the film, which they're building up to as well.
Have a good evening, sir.
But
Oh.
it did also get a home media release as well, though, so it's got that in its favour.
It has to be something really secretive. If we go in,
You ever think maybe that's just where they keep the spare wine glasses?
So, with Pixar's latest offerings turning red, also going to Disney Plus, which is a little frustrating because it's the third Pixar film in a row that's happened. Despite that, I'm looking forward to seeing it regardless.
around here. The others must be way ahead of me by now.
Hey, can someone check that out quickly?
For sure.
Right.
No, no, no.
So we shall subdue you. Oh, commemorative tokens. It's so if you haven't had a chance to watch the film yet, it's definitely one I'd recommend, especially if you're a long-time Pixar fan like myself.
I'd just like to stay in one more.
What's this? Nah, I can't let you through here. Are you nuts?
You're obviously having trouble with the concept of no trespassing.
Move it.
Quiet, you fool.
I can't let you pass, sir. Move along, please.
Yeah, I can't let you pass. I'm sorry, sir.
I'm just sad I'll never be able to see his face when they read him the will. You think I should include a section about how much you know?
what's with that weird bird effigy?
It's the annual Phoenix ceremony. It symbolizes the collapse of civilization from which the Ark Society emerges unscathed.
Okay.
Rebirth. I get it.
What's new is the master of ceremony will light the effigy on fire with Zoe Washington inside it.
Yeah.
A bit showy, what are you saying?
Hey, never sells.
So on to number 8, and Lin-Manuel Miranda has outdone himself again. Time to head to Washington Heights for In the Heights. Now, this is my kind of soundtrack. I love this soundtrack. It's... Where do I even begin with praising the soundtrack? It's another great offering. Lin-Manuel Miranda, based on the Broadway musical. It is without a doubt. It's another great musical to add to my list. I actually saw this as part of my it was my first ever Limitless screening that was used just for Limitless members at the Odeon like myself. And my word, what a film to use! I was like, as soon as I saw the pre-trailers that were actually some of the songs from the film, I thought, yeah, this film I definitely need to see. And yeah,
If you're deemed worthy,
it's...
you get promoted to ARC member.
I was like, where do I begin with praising this film as far as the soundtrack is concerned? Those who know me well, I love my film soundtracks. But this would have been my favourite musical of the year if it weren't for something else that was on my watch list.
Sir?
Number 7, Dear Evan Hansen. Now, this musical has been on my watch list since I had interest in the musical, because this is based on another stage show, but it's one that tackles mental health, and I was not prepared for how emotional it was going to be. And unprepared was an understatement, because with
Sorry. You're gonna have to leave right now, sir.
with 3 particular songs, Waving Through a Window, For Forever, and like the quintessential Dear Evan Hansen song, You Will Be Found, with that line, "You Are Not Alone." It's
Oh no.
I was an absolute wreck emotionally.
Take care, sir.
It's very rare that I get so emotional during a film, and
Oh, he's gotta be in manufacturing. Definitely.
I just was not prepared for how big an emotional wreck I was going to be. And
Have a good evening.
I will say the ending is very bittersweet.
You look very sharp tonight, sir.
I don't think so. Stop it.
Sure, but without Janus, we would still be buying politicians in the vain hope that they would somehow wake up and do their job and save the world. Now we don't have to worry about it.
Ironic.
You know this is state of the art. I don't know how anybody could get past the security setup. All for that.
I'm not an art expert. It's gonna cost you. Cost me plenty. Architects only. Hey, you! Where do you think you're going? Definitely not through here. Get out of my face.
What's so important?
Yeah, now get
I
out of
told
here, you
I'm
idiot!
the thing. The anthropologist. No, you told me he was dead. You told me you watched him go over the waterfall with his back.
You never know what you find. There's a reason the Vatican are all over this. Some of the stuff is pretty explosive. It'd be a shame to destroy them out of negligence.
It's a joke. How can we work without inspection gloves? I've told management so many times. You guys are so
Is that it? Meh.
Anyone! Anyone! I need some help!
Good evening.
Hey, you! Where do you think you're going? Definitely not through here. Get out of my face.
What is it about stop freaking trespassing that you don't understand?
The council meeting. You know what it's about?
Change.
Great night,
The
sir.
Washington is trying to persuade.
Sorry, no stage crew allowed here. Got my orders.
Wow. Would you mind looking into what that was?
Got it.
My God, we're all a bunch of assholes, aren't we?
Sure, but still.
Yeah, this is a restricted area. Now get back to work. Go serve some food or whatever.
That hotel soul inside that hard shell. Actually, I suspect that most people will be happy he's gone. And the art.
I just like paintings better, I suppose.
Three pieces.
Yeah, like real land.
Feels like an old folks home here.
Come get some! You're up!
Welcome to the Isle of Scale 47. The target has been spotted near the Keep Gallery, dressed as a waiter. Look for anyone who's acting out of character, and remember to collect Chen's voice recorder.
Hello. Wow.
Didn't see me, huh?
Sir, you do not have clearance. Turn around right now.
I need you to stop, sir.
Say, is that the, what's the term? The Master of Ceremony?
Excuse me?
It has to be something really secretive and important if we go.
Oh, is that a thing about travel?
Why don't I go see my homologist? I could be waiting for the toast.
What?
What was that noise?
Sir, you are not allowed to pass.
Having a good time, I hope.
It's probably nothing, but, you know, why don't you just go and check it out?
You got it.
Absolutely fantastic. But my word, one of my friends did say to me that it's, in a way, quite terrifying how socially relevant this film is, especially with regarding the antagonist, because you,
Sir?
there's a lot of social commentary regarding this film in today's society, as far as video games are concerned, and it's, my word, definitely not what I was expecting. But that being said, though, That being said, though, it is still a fantastic film just for pointing out all the Easter eggs, and even some cameos from various content creators. It's I honestly don't know what more I can say beyond that. On a more serious note, though, this next film has a lot of...
Sorry, we don't even let you folks through here.
Civilization from which the Ark Society emerges.
Does have a lot of sentimental value for me because I grew up as a fan of this racer.
What was it? Was that it? Bah.
It's...
Hey, new guy. Yeah, you.
Damn it. Number 4. A documentary made for Netflix.
The target has been spotted near the keep.
Schumacher.
Dressed as a waiter. Look for
An
anyone who's
insight
acting out of
into his
and remember
career
to collect Chen's voice recorder.
and life away from the track. It is
Sir, you're
next to
trespassing.
Senna.
Please, you need to turn around. Yeah, keep going. Glad I made it clear to you.
It is without a doubt, next to Senna, one of the best sports documentaries that I've ever seen. And the score throughout as well. Simply incredible, especially the moments of triumph that he had throughout his career. There's no question that
Maybe it's just storage, I don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to share something really
there's no question that it is a must-watch for long-time F1 fans, especially those that grew up during the Schumacher era. On to number 3. And Lin-Manuel Miranda has landed himself a hat trick here with Encanto. I honestly...
Can you go and see what that was, please?
This film has quickly become a firm fan favourite. Mainly for one particular song. Which is, of course, one rule that we must follow. And that rule being that we do not talk about Bruno. It's been 5 years since we had a Disney musical. The last one we had was Moana. But my word, this... the soundtrack, the score, the songs, and it looks visually incredible, especially with the powers each member of the family has. So with that in mind, do I think this is going to be a contender during award season? Oh, absolutely. There's no question it will be a serious contender. I wouldn't be too surprised if it ended up winning all the awards. Because you do tend to expect Disney and Pixar to be dominating during award season anyway. So, that being said, can I recommend this film? Yeah, absolutely. It's on Disney Plus right now as well. Just, like I said, remember, we do not talk about Bruno. Number 2 now. Oh my. No Time to Die. What a send-off for Daniel Craig's James Bond. It is I mean, the theme song performed by Billie Eilish. It is probably, from Daniel Craig's era, the darkest Bond theme that's out there. The song originally got released in 2020 because the film was going to be released around my birthday, believe it or not. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic, the film got delayed. And delayed. And delayed. Several delays later, finally got released as my first midnight screening since cinemas reopened. And was it worth it? Yeah, it was. Like I said, it was a great send-off for Daniel Craig's portrayal of James Bond. And Rami Malek as well. Phenomenal villain. But there has been a fair amount of criticism aimed at the studios that are in charge of the Bond films, where
it's behind a gym, so maybe it's some kind
where you've got characters with disfigurements, facial disfigurements, and they are automatically made as the villain. I think it's time to move past that, in my opinion, don't you think? That being said, like I said, Rami Malek, who portrayed Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, and honestly, he is nothing short of phenomenal.
Possible intruder. Sweeping area. Over.
Oh, we doing fun.
Ha! Psych. There has to be a way.
Wow.
Keep gallery, keep gallery, keep gallery, keep that in mind, keep that in mind, keep gallery. Any enforcers here? There's one or two, but that's really about it. Bingo! I'm on the right level. That must be him.
Don't mind me at all, sir.
And what are you supposed to be? A lion tamer?
Oh,
how predictable.
I'm just doing this silly thing for the gym for now. It's a team building thing, you know? Anyway, gotta get back to work.
I should have my guys toss you from the cliff. You have any idea what your little stunt did to Sophia?
Sao Paulo.
She's lost her taste for danger because of you.
Yes. Come on. Where are you going?
What did I do? Jesus God!
Right, so that's that plan up in smoke.
This place is all she cares about now. I don't know.
Movie stars, dictators, oil magnates. The creme de la creme of the rich and powerful global elite. hoarding our treasure. Remember?
Hey, stop this ridiculous behavior at once.
I won't hesitate. Let me. Where do I go from here?
Action gloves are on the next boat. The Dead Sea Scrolls just keep coming in. This batch
Right, so. No Time to Die. Where was I? Yes. No Time to Die. It's... a great send-off for Daniel Craig's Bond. So, the question is, who's going to take over?
You know my answer. Just for a few minutes. I just want to peek. It's not like it's going to cost you anything.
It'll cost me plenty. Architects only.
What's the worst that could happen if you left me alone?
So let's go into the honourable mentions. There is one dishonourable mention I'm just going to get out of the way first. Eternals. It's by far and away the weakest MCU film I've ever watched.
You looking for your cereal or something?
And that's saying a lot, considering a lot of fans say that Thor: The Dark World is still the weakest. No. It's...
Yeah, hi.
the pacing, lack of character development, among other things. I mean, what was the point? What was the... It feels like Icarus... Well, not... Well, it feels like this film didn't really add anything as far as the MCU lore is concerned. The only thing...
Talking six-figure advance on the movie rights.
That server looks oddly out of place. He could be Jimmy Chen. If the location is not favorable, find a way to make the target move to another location.
There has to be another way.
Care to explain yourself?
Bingo.
Whoa, chill down. No need to freak out about a quick snap. I mean, these pics are like for my personal files. Let's just forget about the whole thing, okay? Phew. I think I might take a small breather. You know, been standing up all day. Yeah, you know, you gotta look after your feet in this business. When you're a waiter, I mean. You know, nothing mysterious about that.
Target is on the move. Follow him, 47.
Bingo. So...
okay?
Target eliminated. Well done, 47. Don't forget to pick up the voice recorder.
Done.
Cornelia, you made it.
Zoe! I've been looking for you. Or should I say, Madam Chairwoman?
There we go.
Oh, hello there, sir.
But Eternals is like the weakest MCU film that's been made. Like, I just feel it did not add anything until the post-credit scene. When the only thing that is memorable from the film is the post-credit scenes, you kinda have issues. I can go back to this one. Yes! Hallelujah! So, where was it? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes! So, anyway, honorable mentions.
Afternoon, 47. Your target is currently at Thornbridge Manor to steal a painting by Cecil Bardou. It turns out he's quite the master of disguise. He's pretending to be a wildlife inspector and is equipped with a fake court order to search the premises for a stolen ghost orchid. The client has informed me there will be a bonus if you manage to procure the painting too. Good luck.
So here we are, Dartmoor, where we had the death in the family mission. So some of the films that I didn't get around to seeing in 2021, but I felt they were worth a mention. Raya and the Last Dragon, A Quiet Place Part 2, Freaky, Spirit Untamed, Jungle Cruise, News of the World, Judas and the Black Messiah, Coming to America, sequel to Coming to America, and Stowaway. Now for the honourable mentions, which are films that I have seen but I didn't feel they were good enough to make it into the top 10. And these are Tom and Jerry, Peter Rabbit 2, Never Give In, Cruella, Supernova, Fast and Furious 9, Space Jam: A New Legacy, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Venom 2, Halloween Kills, and The Kingsman. Now, I might do a separate video regarding the honourable mentions. If you guys want me to do a separate video regarding the honourable mentions, you can let me know in the comments. So let's get a recap of the top 10 before we get to number 1. Number 10, Sound of Metal. Number 9, Luca. Number 8, In the Heights. Number 7, Dear Evan Hansen. Number 6, Mortal Kombat. Number 5, Free Guy. Number 4, Schumacher. Number 3, Encanto. And number 2, No Time to Die. So, what could possibly be at the number 1? Well, if you've been paying close attention and you were listening to the honorable mentions, you'll know exactly what film's coming up next. Everything coming full circle, and the multiverse in full swing, set up very nicely for Doctor Strange 2. Number 1, Spider-Man No Way Home. This is now without question the best Spider-Man film that's ever been made. For a brief while, it had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Do you think it was a suicide?
You've got the enemies from
The murder was the plan.
previous Spider-Man films. Electro, Sandman, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and the Lizard. I honestly cannot fault this film. Apart from one or two things some other YouTubers have said. It's...
Jeez!
Good afternoon, 47. Your target is currently at Thornbridge Manor to steal a painting by Cecil Bardou. It turns out he's quite the master of disguise. He's pretending to be a wildlife inspector and is equipped with a fake court order to search the premises for a stolen ghost orchid. The client has informed me there will be a bonus if you manage to procure the painting too. Good luck.
So, you got Doctor Strange, and we pick up from where Far From Home left off, with that shock from the post-credit scene, where Peter's identity is revealed, and yeah, the shock pretty much speaks for itself. And then you've got the aftermath of it. It is, without question, the best. Like I said, it is without question the best Spider-Man film that I've ever seen. And that is going up against things like my guilty pleasure Spider-Man 3, which I think is the best of the original Tobey Maguire trilogy, and fan favorite Into the Spider-Verse.
Good.
But yeah, that's my top 10 films of 2021. Now we're going to get into gaming territory with my top 10 games of the year.
Good afternoon, 47.
And as I did last year, I'm going to get the dishonorable mentions out of the way. MotoGP 21, Same issues as
Turns out he's
MotoGP
quite a
20.
master of disguise.
Crash Bandicoot on the
He's
run.
pretending to be a wildlife
A mobile
inspector,
Crash Bandicoot
and is
game
equipped with a fake
with
cold
cooldown
order
times.
to search the premises for a stolen
This is not what I want from a mobile Crash
The
Bandicoot game.
client has informed me
I
there
want
will
to
be a
play
bonus
Crash
if you manage
Bandicoot
to procure
to
the
play
content.
Crash Bandicoot.
Good luck.
I want a mobile platforming Crash Bandicoot game, not an endless Temple Run ripoff. MLB The Show 21 couldn't get the grips of the controls. Outriders couldn't get into it. Same with Back for Blood. Nevertheless, number 10, Tokyo 2020. We finally got the Olympics in 2021, and did it pay off? Well, I enjoyed the game. For the most part. There wasn't that many, because I played the Switch port. It's a game that I couldn't really see myself... Well, I mean, I did put a fair chunk of time into it, don't get me wrong. But the issue...
But he was such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all. Rosie,
But the issue is the fact that there wasn't that many events to play.
Doing this, don't we have security?
But despite that, if I had to choose between this and Back for Blood, I would have chosen Tokyo 2020 any day, because I love sport. Number 12. Number 9, I should say. 12 minutes. Now, this was a very unique concept. Where you're basically stuck in a time loop until you solve a case that turns out to be the murder of your wife.
You're calling from Morgan, Yates, and Cohn. I need to get a listing of asset transfers from the Carlisle account HTC. Yes, I'll hold. Yes, I'm still here. It doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist?
That's concerning.
I'll double check and get back.
Like I said, it's a very unique concept where you're stuck in a time loop until you solve the case, which turns out to be the murder of your other half. It's a game I still haven't beaten yet, but I have intentions of doing so later down the road. Mainly for the fact that I just want to get all the achievements and the elusive 1000, the elusive 1000 gamer score. I mean, it is on Game Pass as well right now if you're wanting to give it a go. And that should get him in. Now, as we know, as you guys know, it's an annual tradition for me to have the F1. It's an annual tradition for me to have the F1 games on my top 10 every year. Now, don't get me wrong, the breaking point mode for this game is phenomenal. But once the story's over, it's back to things that were added to last year's game. My team, you've got your standard career mode. 2 players back, you've got 2-player career mode as well. That's the only achievement I have left to get. It's the only achievement I've got left to get in the game. But again, it's the online that's letting the game down. Now, I found out from one of my good friends that the online is tested through Codemasters' local area network rather than a wide area network. Now, I stated this.
Hey, Ron. Did Yates mention anything about the Carlisle account?
Nice.
There we go. And complication met. So, Codemasters testing the online in a local area network. It's I'm sorry, but what needs to be understood is the fact that you cannot expect people to be okay with online connections that are an absolute mess on a wide area network. You cannot be okay with things like that. And not only that, again, same issues as I had last year. And cue the return of Codemasters' vendetta against me, where I end up with a season of very bad results.
What's up?
Anyway, if you're going to test the wide area network, if you're going to test the online, test it on a wide area network. Test it online properly and not on your local network. Test it over Xbox Live. Test it over PSN. Hell, if you're going to bring it onto the Switch, test it on Nintendo Switch Online. Do not test it on your local network anymore. Because there are still connection issues that are happening throughout the game. How can people still be okay with the state the game is in? I'm just thankful I only have one more achievement left to get, and then, well, I will say, credit where it's due. The Podium Pass is a lot easier this year. The Podium Pass is a lot easier to complete compared to last year. Once you hit Prestige, you only need 30,000 XP to proceed to the next Prestige level, rather than somewhere in the region of, and I'm not joking, 94,000 in last year's game. You gotta think, I'm really glad they took that sort of feedback on board, but they still haven't fixed the online properly. Anyway. Anyway, the Breaking Point story mode sees, of course, the return of the notorious, much maligned, biggest scumbag in the world.
Madame Carlyle's office was repaired last week. He had to carry
Devon
some heavy bolt to the top floor. He complained about back pain for the entire weekend.
Well, that's just bonkers. Why lie about a trip to dentist? Who does that?
Now, it's... something needs to be done.
Madame Carlyle wants to inspect the arrangements for the staged funeral tomorrow. What's the delay?
Anyway, number 7 now. Now this... I'm sort of cheating on this one, but at the same time, I think it's warranted. Because I've managed to play this through cloud support, even though it's a Series X game on my Xbox One. I've been able to play this through cloud support, and that being the medium at number 7. You play this spirit medium who is still trying to process the loss of someone close to them, and
Security! Oh my god! Jesus!
Come on, man. Something serious is going down. I'll get to the bottom of this. You have to help.
Okay, yeah. Got you.
Someone's hurt. They need help now.
Okay, I'll take a look at it. Thanks. Come in, command. How copy? Over. We've got a certified nuisance that needs to be addressed. Come on, come in. You copy? Yeah, I'm here now. No, nothing. It's quiet here. Over. Roger that. Moving to that location. Out. All clear.
I'm a big fan of the gameplay for the medium. Despite it being a psychological horror game. But that being said, though,
Holy.
that being said, though, the great thing is, you've got the ability to be able to travel into the spirit realm and being able to inhabit both worlds, and thus being able to solve puzzles a lot easier.
Holy. Oh, God.
And
What the hell?
it is, without a doubt, it's one of the more intriguing games that I played throughout this year, next to, like I said, 12 Minutes.
Good afternoon, 47. Your target is currently at Thornbridge Manor to steal a painting by Cecil Bardou. It turns out he's quite the master of disguise. He's pretending to be a wildlife inspector and is equipped with a fake court order to search the premises for a stolen ghost orchid. The client has informed me there will be a bonus if you manage to procure the painting too. Good luck.
on to number 6, and you've got Hitman 3, which I'm playing right now. Now, I actually completed this earlier in the week, and it is a great send-off for Agent 47 and a great climax to the World of Assassination trilogy. But the story isn't really done yet, no, because as I mentioned earlier, we've got the Elusive Target Arcade, which just got released today. And we've got other things being added as well. You've got a freelancer mode as well. And the great thing is, when I made the progression carryover, when I carried out the progression carryover, I wiped out over half of my achievement list before I even started playing Hitman 3 proper. It did reset all my progress from what I had played so far. That being said, though, I still enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying it now that we've got the Elusive Arcade being added as well. No sign of any new achievements as of yet, but I'm sure if we get more achievements, you can guarantee I'll be going for them at some point. But it's...
Did you get a listing of asset transfers to both columns?
No, you don't. I'll be taking this back, dragging you, put you into this, and then into here. And bada bing! All set. Let's go. Now, searching the premises for an orchid.
I received a bulk token.
Enforcers.
Did I understand correctly?
Exactly. She holds the other one.
How are you, sir?
I want her.
So on to number 5. Now, this is another one that's just a lot of fun. We are, of course, going to be on about the 5 Ds of dodgeball: dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. It is, of course, the one, the only Knockout City. Now, how often do you get to play a game on day one and you don't need to pay a penny for it apart from your subscription fees? Well, that's the position we are in with Knockout City, an EA original. And my word, what a blast it is. It is chaotic, action-packed, and like I said, a lot of fun. Akin to that of Fall Guys that came out in 2020 as a PlayStation Plus title before. Anyway, it's not really much else I can say beyond getting some friends together to play this game, and it gets competitive very quickly. Wildlife inspector. Okay, I'm missing a knife. I'm missing a knife to steal the painting. That was close. Number 4, Little Nightmares 2. This game helped continue my streak of getting all the gamer score, all the Elusive Platinum Trophy, in a game that is released in that year. I did it with... In 2015 I did it with Fast and Furious. The Forza Horizon 2 Fast and Furious expansion. I managed to do it with Tabletop Racing. What came out in 2017? Oh, that would have been Walking Dead: A New Frontier. Yes, it was. Now, I did technically cheat with A New Frontier because I counted it as a 2017 release, mainly for the fact that the entire series was released in 2017, apart from the premiere episode, which was released in 2016. Alright, so if I'm missing a knife, I need to get to the kitchen. 2018... Lego Incredibles. Just remember, no capes. 2019. Kingdom Hearts 3. And then 2021. No, 2020. I'm missing 2020. 2020, I managed it with Last of Us 2.
I don't like dancing.
What about restaurants? You like food? I know some great places. You should come visit. I'll take you somewhere.
Where's the kitchen? Oh, it's right across, right? So we need to go through here. Avoid you.
Gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about that. No good's gonna come of it. Fine. You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit.
I need
all he wanted to do was play his
a knife.
stupid video games. Never any
it's a cleaver, not what I'm after. I need a knife.
what Emma did when she arrived.
I need a knife. Why can I not pick up a knife?
Scolded Mary for not making the bed the way she prefers it. It fell on.
Check the dining room. Maybe there's one there. Nope.
Yes, hi Cassie, it's me again, Edward.
And then last year, Little Nightmares 2, and the streak continued. very unsettling, just like the first game. And the ending really threw me off completely.
Oh, stop pacing, for God's sake, Emma.
But why don't we get any kind of explanation?
In the sense that I was not expecting that sort of ending. But that being said, though,
Show up like nothing's the least bit strange.
Don't get your knickers.
that being said, though, it is still a great game,
To be in charge anymore.
and one I can't really recommend enough. Number 3 now, and we've got Forza Horizon back. We are heading to Mexico this time with Forza Horizon 5. Where is this blasted knife that I
You look tan.
need? That's a paddleboard.
Am I right? Oh, come on. I need to know what's going on. It's affecting you.
Something tells me there's a chance regarding those. Screw it, I'm replanning this mission. You'll do. This is the thing with these Elusive Target arcades. Well, granted it is the first time I'm playing them, so
Good
obviously I'm
afternoon,
not
47.
also, I'm
Your
not going to have an
target is
idea where
currently
they
at
are,
Thornbridge Manor,
but at the same
still a
time, it
painting by
would,
Cecil Bardou. It turns out he's quite the master of disguise.
would be good if I
He's
actually
pretending
managed
to
to
be a
get
wildlife
something.
inspector, and is equipped with a fake court order to search the premises for a stolen ghost orchid. The client has informed me there will be a bonus if you manage to procure the painting too. Good luck.
I've actually started to warm towards Forza Horizon 5 more than Horizon 4. Because it definitely... a lot of the things that everybody enjoyed from Horizon 4 carried over to Horizon 5, including the Eliminator, as well as new things being added, like the change to Horizon Arcade, rather than keeping the Forzathon live. The soundtrack I'm starting to warm to, but at the same time it's still not my favourite compared to Horizon 4. I mean, if they had this game with that being said, though, the accolade system is a lot better this time around compared to the previous
Good
game.
afternoon, 47. Your target is currently
I'm-
at Thornbridge Manor to steal a painting by Cecil Bardou. It turns out
I'm
he's quite
very
the master
intrigued
of
to see
disguise.
how
He's pretending to be
see
a
what
wildlife inspector and is equipped with a fake court order.
the expansion
to search the
passes are going to
premises for a
include.
stolen ghost orchid. The client has informed me there will be a bonus if you manage
So
to procure the painting.
yes, I'm very intrigued to see how that's going to play out.
Complained about back pain for the entire weekend.
That's just bonkers. Why lie about a trip to Denton? Who does that? Bahamas, perhaps? What friggin' ever. Well, that's just bonkers. Why lie about a trip to Denton? Who does that? Bahamas, perhaps? Seriously, Denton? What a knob.
So the accolade system in Horizon 5 is a lot better compared to Horizon 4. If you haven't had a chance to play it yet, it is on Game Pass right now, and I cannot recommend it enough. Much like the next entry, although it's not on Game Pass, it is still one I'd highly recommend. Resident Evil Village at number 2. This was one of the most acclaimed games of the year, and it's not hard to see why. It carries on from the events of Resident Evil 7. And yes, people are obsessed with that, with what's her name again? The tall lady. So I just don't get why people are so fascinated with her. I don't get it. But that being said, it's still a great game, and while it's not as, at the moment, it's not as unsettling as Resident Evil 7, it still has classic Resident Evil elements in there. So just the one honourable mention here, compared to the one dishonourable mention I had from Flip. My top 10 movies of the year. It Takes Two, Game of the Year at the Game Awards, and it's hard to argue with that. Created by the same team that made A Way Out, which I wasn't a fan of. A young girl manages to shrink her family members down into miniature dolls, and the couple need to work together to get back to their normal size. But at the end of the day, it's one that I'm wanting to try. I just need to find someone to play it with. So, honorable mentions out of the way, it is time to get a recap of the top 10. Before we get to number 1, we've got number 10, Tokyo 2020. Number 9, 12 minutes. Number 8, F1 2018. Number 7, The Medium. Number 6, Hitman 3. Number 5, Knockout City. Number 4, Little Nightmares 2. Number 3, Forza Horizon 5. And number 2, Resident Evil Village. Now, it's very rare that I put a game that is the first game that I played in the franchise that isn't the original at the top spot. There's a very good reason behind it. This game came out on the Nintendo Switch. And I managed to complete it to 100%. Challenging, intense, action-packed, and worth every penny I spent on it. Number 1, Metroid Dread. What an incredible game to have on the Nintendo Switch. It is, without question, one of the best games that I've played in terms of challenge, and also one of the best games I've played on my Nintendo Switch. So, there's all that. Alongside many other aspects where if I went into them all, I would be here all day. But, at the end of the day, this game I can't recommend enough. It's challenging, it's action-packed, can be frustrating at times when you're trying to get all the puzzles completed. But hey, that's what guides are for. The big question is, where does the Metroid franchise go from here? And I'm not talking about Metroid Prime, I'm talking the 2D Metroid games. It was for those reasons, alongside many, many more, that Metroid Dread is my 2021 Game of the Year. So I'm going to try and finish this, and then I'll take it from there. I'm going to try and finish this Elusive Target arcade. This is really frustrating. Cannot for the life of me work out where I need to go. So, we'll see how it goes. Are there any movies or games that I missed out that you feel are on your list? You can let me know in the comments. And we'll take it from there. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this, retrospective of 2021 alongside this gameplay of Hitman 3, Elusive Target Arcade. You can hit the thumbs up. And if you want to be a retroactivist like myself, you can hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. Click the bell to join the notification squad so you don't miss anything that I do on this channel. So, really looking forward to what's in store for 2022. I've got a Scream 5 review coming up in the next couple of days. You can see me review last week's episode of The Apprentice on my channel right now. And that being said, always remember to stay retroactive, and I'll see you guys next.